Hey, good afternoon, fans, and welcome to beautiful St. Augustine. We're gearing up for a matchup between the Flagler Saints and the Georgia Southwestern Lady Hurricanes. Georgia Southwestern comes into play today at 22-3 atop the Peach Belt Conference. Flagler sitting at 11-16 overall, 6-11 in PBC play. We're about to have some Senior Day festivities. We're going to be recognizing a couple of our seniors, Becca Benj and Amuk Tong. So sit back and relax and enjoy the festivities before we get action underway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Flagler Gymnasium. A very special day here for our seniors. Senior Day here at Flagler College. We're going to have a couple ladies hustling through this funnel here. Please direct your attention over here near the scores table as we recognize two Flagler seniors this afternoon. Our first senior has played 4 seasons for the Crimson and Gold. She has been a three-point threat during her career, as 85% of her shots have been from behind the arc. She scored a career-high 21 points against Talladega this year. She tied the school record when she made 7 3-pointers in that same game. That's impressive. Her first collegiate points came on a 3-pointer at Georgia Southwestern on December 13, 2020. She earned academic All-Peach Belt Conference honors last year and is a 3-time Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll Scholar. She's a 2-time recipient of the Division II ADA Award. She was named to the President's List. Ladies and gentlemen, from St. Cloud, Florida, number 4, Becca Benj!
All right, and you hear the crowd starting to go nuts for Becca Benj. What an introduction, going through 4 years in the Crimson and Gold, as I'm sure you were able to hear. A great career for Becca Benj. Kind of a do-it-all player for the Saints, a 3-point specialist, and boy, are we going to miss her next year.
Excellent photo op.
Beautiful back.
All right, and there she is, Becca Benj. Another round of applause for a great career. This will be her final regular season game for the Saints.
She has developed into a reliable player whose average minutes have shot up from 3 per game to 11.5 per game. She scored a career-high 24 points against Augusta University on February 14th. She grabbed a career-high 9 rebounds against Georgia Southwestern on January 12, 2022. Her first points came on 2 free throws at Georgia Southwestern December 13, 2020. She earned Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll, Presidential Scholar accolades last year. Off the court, she is a recipient of several scholarships and delivered the blessing at the prestigious Donors Dinner, recognizing the generosity and impact of contributors to Flagler. She played for former Flagler College women's basketball player Chelsea Owen Clark at Bishop Kenny High School. Ladies and gentlemen, from Jacksonville, Florida, number 24,
All right, and there she is, Amuk Tong. A warm reception here in St. Augustine for the senior, the local girl from Jacksonville, a graduate of Bishop Kenny High School, and what a career for her. The improvement over the last few years has been impressive for Amuk, a valuable player for this team. All smiles down on the court Hey, let's recognize our seniors once more. We have Becca Benj and Amuk Tong. Congratulations to both on 2 excellent careers here in St. Augustine.
Congratulations to Becca and Amuk on your outstanding careers here at Flagler.
All right.
And we wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Congratulations.
And once again, a great reception for our 2 seniors. Senior Day was brought to you by Flagler Hospital of St. Augustine. Hey, we'll be right back for the anthem and starting lineups right after this. All right, fans, welcome back to Flagler Gymnasium and Clark Family Court. We just wrapped up the national anthem, sung by our very own Ian Doherty from the Flagler College Band. What a performance he put on. We're announcing the starters right now. First, for the Lady Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern. So far, we're looking at Corey Tomlin, the graduate student at guard, local of St. Louis, Missouri, followed by Destiny Garrett starting at guard, the senior from Bessemer, Alabama. Next, Kayla Grant. Starting at forward is Kayla Grant, 5'10", junior from Dade City, Florida. Next up, number 23, Leanna Massonet, the junior from beautiful Trenton, New Jersey. I know a few people from Trenton, New Jersey. And finally, starting at forward, Kayla Langley, the senior from Spring Hill, Florida, to round out the five for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are coached by Hannah Hayden in her first season, and it has been a successful first season at that, as they are tops in the Peach Belt Conference at 22-3 overall, 15-2 in PBC play. Now we're going to introduce the starters for Flagler. Here on Senior Day, we're going to see Becca Benj and Amuk Tung. And of course, who else? Number 2, Destiny McClendon coming out through the line. Destiny McClendon, the team leader in points per game and free throw percentage, kind of a do-it-all player, and whenever they need a bucket, there's Destiny McClendon. Next up, Dane Bertolina, another do-it-all player, defensive menace for the Saints. And now being announced, Sherelle McCormick. Sherelle, one of the many facilitators on this team, will be saying her name a lot today. And now we'll round it out with our 2 seniors, Becca Benj. Becca Benj, this is her first start of the year, has appeared in 20 games up to this point. And now we have the pleasure of introducing Amuk Tung, her 5th start of the year, 25 games played for Amuk. Like we said earlier, one of the most improved players on this team, and she makes her way through the line, taking a selfie at the end of it. Boy, is that fun. And we are just about set to get going here as the cheerleaders get the crowd fired up and head to the opposite sides of the court.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enjoy the first game of our senior day here. Tip-off will be momentarily.
All right, and the Lady Hurricanes make their way out onto the court. We are just about ready to get started with the final matchup of the season in Peach Belt Conference play. Next up is the PBC tournament. And Flagler's currently locked into the 8th seed, so if they're able to win today, or if they get some help with a USC Beaufort loss, they will face the Lady Hurricanes once again, as the Hurricanes are already locked in to that 1 seed. So GSW wins the tip. They will have the ball first. Pass inside to Langley. Langley posting up on Tung. Dribbles, passes out to Garrett. Garrett thinks about it, fires, no good. And they're going to call it over the back. Oh, they're going to call it on Flagler. At first, it looked like it was going to go against the Hurricanes. And it looks like they're going to get Dane Bertolina with a reach-in foul there on the rebound. Not even an over-the-back call. So the Hurricanes will get another shot here. Inbounding the ball, Corey Tomlin. Tomlin fires up there to Grant. Grant back to Tomlin. Tomlin drives right at the elbow. Looking and finds Simpson. Simpson, no good. So McClendon takes it the other way. She's the player to watch on offense, her and McCormick, but Dane Bertolina can score too as she misses off the front of the rim, rebounded by Garrett. Destiny Garrett, a player to watch here today. She is second, well, tied for second, I should say, on the team in points per game, averaging about 9.8 for this season. Grant thought about it. She takes it in, backs it down. Tung with some nice defense in there. The Saints are swarming, and she's able to get it out to Langley, who drives on Tung, goes up with it, and one. Nice drive by Langley to initiate the contact and finish on the floater. So Langley will go to the line to shoot 1. On the season, Langley, a decent free throw shooter, shooting about 64.4% from the charity stripe.
She'll shoot 1.
About 3 seconds in the lane.
And Langley's shot is good. So the first points of the day come from Langley. 3-0, the Hurricanes lead. Glendon taking over midcourt. They're going to try and trap early here. They know who the Saints want to give the ball to. McClendon able to get out of it, fires to Bertolina. Becca Benj, her first shot of the day is good. Welcome to Senior Day in St. Augustine. Becca Benj, in her first start of the season, gets the Saints going early. And you knew when you saw her in the corner she was going to shoot that. Tomlin shot off the right side of the rim, and they're going to call an offensive foul this time against Kayla Langley, and the ball will go the other way. So you know Georgia Southwestern, they're going to try and trap McClendon early. They do it on the first possession. Let's see if some other Saints can help beat this defense, and we're going to see Bertolina bring the ball up to avoid that trap. Bertolina, working on Tomlin. Sherelle McCormick, her first shot of the day is no good. Rebounded by Kaylee Simpson, the freshman from Columbus, Georgia. Tomlin bringing it up, goes into Langley, well defended by Tong, and then a nice finish by Langley. Another foul is going to go against Bertolina.
And she was fouled by number 24.
Oh, excuse me. They're going to get Amuk Tong on that foul. So once again, Langley with a chance for another three-point play here in the first quarter. Langley 2 for 2 on free throws so far. It makes it a three-point game once again. So the full court press from the Hurricanes, pretty tough there, but they're able to inbound it, are the Saints. Bertolina drives right. Oh, nice cut from McCormick. She goes up and is good. And the foul. A late call there. They're going to get Kayla Grant on the shooting foul. A beautiful pass there by Bertolina, driving right, drawing the defender. And Sherelle McCormick goes back to her, absorbs the contact, and gets the bucket. So a chance for another three-point play here for the Saints. McCormick is good. Coming into play, McCormick shooting 84.7% from the free throw line. She's third in the Peach Belt Conference in free throw percentage, second on the team behind McClendon. Grant looking to distribute, fires over to Tomlin. Tomlin inside to Langley. That's who they want to get the ball to. Langley goes up with it. And so far, Kayla Langley, all 8 points for the Hurricanes. Inbounded to McCormick, back to Bertolina. So the Saints doing a nice job against this trap and the press here. We'll see if the Hurricanes continue with it. McClendon driving. They're doubling early. Amuk Tong, no good, and the ball falls into the hands of Destiny Garrett, who takes it the other way. Garrett driving left. She'll back out. It's a battle going on between Amuk Tong and Kayla Langley. Let's see if Langley takes it again. No, she's going to hand it off to Tomlin. Tomlin with the mid-range, and it is good. So Corey Tomlin, her first bucket of the day, makes it a 10-6 Hurricanes lead. Once again, it's Bertolina bringing the ball up. Gives it to Tong at the top of the key. Sherelle McCormick, a great distributor. Oh, uses that pivot foot so nicely. They're going to pass it out to Tong, and Amuk Tong, her first basket of the day. Welcome to Senior Day, Amuk Tong. So her and Becca Benj getting going early here in the first quarter on Senior Day. Georgia Southwestern swinging it around. Tomlin once again. She'll fire it out to Grant. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Kayla Langley. It looks like her and Tong got mixed up in there, and they both go down. They're going to call it on Langley. However, the ball will go the other way. So checking in for Langley, Leah Johnson for the Hurricanes. I'm sure we'll be saying her name a lot today. She's first in blocks in the Peach Belt Conference, leads in that category by over a full block over the second place finisher. Currently averages 8.2 rebounds per game, fourth in the Peach Belt, so watch out for Leah Johnson underneath there. Tong looking to distribute, gets it out to McClendon. McClendon goes left with the mid-range. It is good, and the foul! Destiny McClendon, her first basket of the day. And if you're the Hurricanes, that is the last person you want to see go to the free throw line. Destiny McClendon, first in the Peach Belt in free throw percentage at 89.2%. So it's a rarity to see her miss a free throw.
to the foul line for the Saints. She'll shoot one.
McClendon's shot is good, and that gives Flagler the early lead. Their first of the day. It's 11-10 here with just under 6 to go in the first quarter. So Corey Tomlin takes it up. You see Ndidi Ndukwe, her first appearance of the game as, a nice drive by Destiny Garrett. Hangs on the rim a little long but falls in, and the Hurricanes regain the lead, 12-11. Tong looking to distribute. Gets it to McClendon. Uses the pick. McClendon out to Ben. She thinks about it. She fires. No good on that one. Into the waiting arms of Leah Johnson. Corey Tomlin. Pass it out to Kaylee Simpson inside to Johnson. Leah Johnson. A nice cut by Simpson, and the bucket's no good. Simpson goes down hard, and the ball falls into Dane Bertolina's hands. She goes the other way with it. And nice find, an even better pass. And Becca Benj just misses on the baseline three. Hey, there's always a better look. That was a great pass to McCormick, and another great take by Destiny Garrett. Saying her name early and often. That's her second bucket of the day. Yeah, the Hurricanes can beat you in so many different ways, as they've proven this year. McCormick drives. Tong with the mid-range, and it is good. Amu Tong. 2 for 3 so far from the field is Tong, and she makes it a 1-point game. The Saints trail. So Ndukwe inside to Leah Johnson. She's going to pass out to Destiny Garrett. Garrett's going to want to drive here. Backs it out, looking for Johnson. Nope, she's going to give it to Simpson, who fires. No good, but Leah Johnson inside. Great play. And we're going to have our first timeout on the court with the score 14-13. Georgia Southwestern's in the lead. This first break is brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since 1968. In addition to Sonny's Barbecue, Atlantic, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Hey, stop in. I know it was just Jeep Truck Month, but it's never a bad time to go in there, check out some savings on a nice new car. Hey, we'll be right back in a second here. Once again, the score 14-13, 3:51 to go here in the first quarter in St. Augustine. All right, fans, welcome back to St. Augustine, Florida, in the Clark Family Court here at Flagler Gymnasium. You just heard the band playing a nice tune there. Boy, are they great. As the Hurricanes and Saints make their way back onto the court. First time we're seeing Selah Reddick for the Saints today. Reddick is second in the Peach Belt in assists per game with 3.9. That leads all players in this game. And Reddick will be the one to bring the ball up. She's replacing Becca Benj. Also first time we're saying Maddie Erickson's name, the center. McClendon, nice drive. They're going to call a travel. It looks like she may have gotten an extra step in there, and the ref had a great view of that. The ball is going to go the other way. So McClendon's the one who's going to facilitate everything for the Saints, or at least primarily. It's going to be her, McCormick, Reddick, Bertolina for the most part. All of them can score, but McClendon, Reddick, and McCormick, all great distributors. They're going to get Erickson underneath. Didn't see what that call was.
Is that your call?
That's going to be the first foul on Erickson, and the Hurricanes will have it underneath. Fires it into Ndukwe. He passes to Leah Johnson. Too easy for a player like Leah Johnson. When you have a big body like Leah Johnson underneath, it pays to just feed her inside. And McCormick outside on the wing. She drives left. Kicks it out to Bertolina, who fires. No good. And once again, it's Leah Johnson on the rebound. Garrett taking it the other way. Garrett backs out. Still over 20 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for the Hurricanes. They look to Johnson, but don't go her way. Fires it out to Jashanti Simmons. The first time we've seen her today. She's the leading scorer for the Hurricanes. And Garrett's going to think about driving. Nope, she's going to fire, and it's no good. Johnson couldn't hang on to it, and McCormick's able to corral it right near the baseline. And McClendon will take it the other way. McClendon on the drive, fires out to Reddick. Oh, Reddick, good use of that pivot foot. Looks like she almost slipped there. McClendon driving left. They are swarming on her. It doesn't matter. Destiny McClendon, so patient when she drives, able to get a little bit of separation. And the last thing the Hurricanes want to do is send her to the free throw line. Ndukwe hands it off to Tomlin. Tomlin back to Ndukwe. Inside to Johnson, out to Tomlin. Boy, great ball movement by the Hurricanes here. Ndukwe, her first three-pointer of the day is good. And Didi Ndukwe with her first points of the day. Ndukwe not known for her three-point shooting about 31.6% coming into play today as Sherelle McCormick backs her up with the fadeaway, and that is good. So it's back to a two-point game. A lot of offense here in the first quarter between these two teams. Simmons looking to distribute, fires inside to Johnson. They like that matchup. And Leah Johnson, unstoppable inside over Maddie Erickson. Reddick and Bertolina going back and forth. They take it over midcourt. See Jessica Dowdy getting ready to check in. McCormick fires, and it is good. Sherelle McCormick feeling it early here. She's up to 8 points on the day for the Saints. Makes it a one-point game. So under 45 seconds to play here, and Ndukwe has the ball. Be interesting to see how the Hurricanes play it, see if they want to get a 2-for-1 here. They're going to fire it to Garrett. Ooh, she thought about it. She wants to pick. And Ndukwe inside to Johnson. They're going to try and double with McCormick. They will. Simmons is good. So Jashanti Simmons, her first shot of the day is good from long range. And the Saints can hold on for the last shot here with just over 16 left to go in the first quarter. Boy, an offensive barrage between these two teams. The Saints doing a nice job of keeping pace. They fire out to Reddick. Reddick drives left, fakes. The fadeaway is good. Rattles around, and Reddick hits the jumper to wrap up the first quarter. Boy, it was an exciting first quarter here in Flagler Gymnasium. 24-22, Georgia Southwestern leads the Saints. And we'll have a nice performance from our cheerleaders. First, want to thank a few more of our wonderful sponsors. Salt Life Food Shack. Eat, play hard, and be salty at Salt Life. Carrabba's Italian Grill. Hey, if you ever need some good lasagna, stop into Carrabba's. And finally, Holiday Inn Express. We'll be right back for the second quarter of action here in St. Augustine. Don't go anywhere, folks. The score is 24-22. Georgia Southwestern leads Flagler. All right, fans, we're back on the court here for the second quarter of action between Flagler and Georgia Southwestern. The Hurricanes lead by 2 going into the second quarter, after it felt like both teams just could not miss in that first quarter. It's good to see Lewis the Lion in attendance as well, enjoying a basketball game here on Senior Day. Not many of those left for Lewis this year. So McClendon will inbound to Reddick, and we're underway here in the second quarter. Oh, nice defense there. That was Kayla Adams with the active hands. Amuk Tung looking to pass, and she'll have Lainey Narika. Oh, McClendon inside to Tung. She wanted to get it out to Dowdy, who was there. McClendon simply didn't see her, and Tung backing her down. No good. Great defense by Leah Johnson. So Ndidi Ndukwe brings it over the court, gives it to Garrett. Garrett, the main facilitator for the Hurricanes. Fires over to Simmons. She thought about shooting. She'll swing it across. And it's Adams. Adams no good. Leah Johnson almost had it, but nice hustle by Jessica Dowdy to get it out there the first time we've called her name today. She brings it over. Thought about it, and she'll drive right. Hands it off to Reddick. Reddick thought about a shot there. McClendon, she had Narika in the corner for a second, but a nice closeout by Adams. Amuk trying again, and looks like a block, but they're going to get Leah Johnson for the foul, her first of the day. And that'll send Amuk Tung to the free throw line. Amuk Tung shooting just under 72% coming into play here from the line.
Number 24, Amuk Tung.
It's been a good senior day for Amuk. She's already got 4 points on the day, looking to add 2 more here. And the first one is good. So smooth with that left hand is Amuk Tung. And the second attempt from Amuk is good. So 2 for 2 from the line. And we're all knotted up at 24 apiece here with just under 8:47 to go in the second quarter. Adams on the wing, fires back to Ndukwe. Ndukwe to Simmons, into the corner for Tomlin. Slowly move it around. Simmons thought about it. Tomlin thought about it. And nope, they're going to get it out to Simmons. Always a better shot, especially when you have Jashante Simmons. That's her second shot from long range today. She is 2 for 2. Narika out to Reddick. She'll have the baseline mid-range. No good. Dowdy tried for it, and Simmons was able to come down with it. Simmons to Tomlin. Nice ball movement here by Georgia Southwestern. Trying to get it to Leah Johnson inside. Defended nicely by Amuk Tung. They are swarming Leah Johnson. Tomlin with the floater is good. So nice hustle by Tomlin. The ball got lost on Leah Johnson there. That's going to be the game plan defensively for the Saints. Take away Leah Johnson. But the Hurricanes can beat you in so many different ways. They're going to get Kayla Adams for her first foul. It's going to send Destiny McClendon to the free throw line. We'll see Kayla Langley check back into the game. Joining her is Lexi McCulley as well.
Destiny McClendon. She'll shoot 2.
We'll have Sherelle McCormick check back in for Reddick. McClendon already 2 for 2 from the line today. That's 5 points total. 1 for 1 from the line. Well, it looks like we have some crumbs on the court. And it looks like the court's cleaned off, so McClendon can finally shoot her free throws. And the first one is good. What else is new from Destiny McClendon? Two for 2. Now 3 for 3 on the day is McClendon. She'll come out for Dane Bertolina. We'll give Destiny a quick breather here. So the Saints going with a bigger lineup. It looks like that's to take away the big men for the Hurricanes, whether it's Langley or Leah Johnson. They fire over to Tomlin. Oh, in and out for Tomlin. Dowdy, nice hustle again, her second rebound. It'll be Bertolina running the offense from the top of the key. She drives, kicks it out to McCormick. Thought about handing it off to Norika. She's backing her down. McCormick over Tomlin. No good. Just rattles around and falls out. And Tomlin will take it the other way for the Hurricanes. Tomlin slowing up. Gets it out to Ndukwe. Tomlin on the wing now with Sherelle McCormick defending her. She drives left into Bertolina. It's Simmons again from three. There's her first miss. Oh, and McCormick drops it right to Simmons. You will never see an easier bucket than that. Just fell right into her hands as her momentum was sending her to the hoop. And that makes it a 5-point lead for the Hurricanes. McCormick driving left, tries to go baseline, denied by Simmons. Good defense. They're going to say it was out on McCormick. McCormick doesn't like that one. We didn't have a good view of it up here. So the Hurricanes will have it going the other way. So Tomlin will walk the ball up slowly. Feeds Langley. Langley to Tomlin. She'll shoot again. And she is good. The last one went in and out. This time Tomlin has nothing but net, and that increases the Hurricanes' lead to 8 points, 34-26 with 6:16 to play here in the second quarter in St. Augustine. We'll be right back. First, we'd like to thank 5-Star Pizza. Bigger, better, faster, 5-Star Pizza. Next, we'd like to thank Vested Metals, a proud supporter of Flagler Athletics. We'll be back in a moment or so. Don't go anywhere, folks. The rest of the second quarter coming up next on the Peach Belt Network. All right, and we're out of the timeout here. Once again, 6:16 to play in the second quarter between Flagler and Georgia Southwestern. Georgia Southwestern leads by 8. And the Saints will inbound the ball. Georgia Southwestern still going with that press, still likely trying to trap. Nope, they do not. Can't tell if they're going into a zone or man. It looks like it's a bit of a zone stretching into man with a trap involved. Reddick, oh, nice defense by Simmons, sticking out the foot. It'll be a kickball violation, but nonetheless, great defense there by Simmons. And the Hurricanes so fast on defense, they help immediately. And the Saints have a good game plan, trying to spread out the zone, force a double team, find the open man, but once again, the rotation's so quick for the Hurricanes, it's going to be difficult. And that's been a big part of their success this year as Tongue misses the mid-range jumper from the free throw line. It'll be Kaylee Simpson bringing it the other way. Feeds Simmons, who initiates contact into Norika and is able to hit the floater to make it a 10-point game. And McCormick just ran into Simpson, and it looks like the ball just fell into her hands. One of the weirder turnovers you'll ever see. And this one is dropped by Lexi McCulley, so Flagler will regain possession. It'll be Sayla Reddick bringing the ball up. Hands it off to McCormick. McCormick over to Bertolina. Bertolina wants to shoot, but they're playing her out wide very nicely. And that is definitely part of the game plan for the Hurricanes. Don't let Dane Bertolina get going. Don't let Destiny McClendon get going. Tong underneath, trying again. And no good there. It's going to fall into the hands of Kaylee Simpson. Simpson brings it the other way, fires out to Simmons. Oh, fakes the pass, the shot just barely misses. Simmons so smooth with her movements as McCormick from the corner nails the triple. A much-needed basket for Flagler there. It had been a while since they'd had any points. And this lead was starting to increase too fast for the Hurricanes, but it's back to 7 points. McCormick already 11 points on the day here. They want to get her, McClendon, Bertolina going at the very least. Sherelle McCormick is on today. Reddick going the other way. They're moving fast. Bertolina drives left. Gets it out to McCormick. Back to Bertolina in the corner. Bertolina, oh, nice crossover. Draws the double. Fires out to Reddick, who's going to drive right. And they're going to get a foul there on Jashanti Simmons. So that's Simmons' first foul of the day. As McClendon and Erickson will check back in for Reddick and Tong. Yeah, McClendon, Bertolina, McCormick all on the court at once is dangerous for Flagler. 3 who can score, 3 who can distribute, all 3 pretty good from the line, especially McClendon and McCormick, as they are both in the top 3 in free throws in the Peach Belt. Oh, McClendon, great job on the drive, finishes with the left hand. And Destiny McClendon cuts the lead to 5. So Corey Tomlin up top looking to distribute. He used the screen, fires it out to Simpson, who thought about the shot, drives, left-handed floater, no good, gets her own rebound, no good again. And this time Lainey Nareka is able to come down with it. Oh, nice hands there by Simmons. Nearly got another easy bucket there, but Bertolina is able to capture it and take it over midcourt. Clendon drives left again. It looks like they're going to get a foul on the floor. Yeah, they're going to get Lexi McCulley on the foul here. So we'll see Kayla Adams and Destiny Garrett check back in. Bertolina finds Erickson on the inbound. McClendon up top, defended by Tomlin. Tomlin, not the biggest, but very quick defensively, as we've seen so far. Erickson out to Bertolina. She fires. It is good. Dane Bertolina. And that's an 8-0 run for the Saints. It's now a 36-34 lead for Georgia Southwestern. So both teams getting hot at different times here. Jashanti Simmons fires inside to Garrett. Garrett drives with the floater. No good. And Erickson, a nice rebound. And the ball will go the other way. Bertolina hustling over midcourt. Slows it down. Oh, almost pickpocketed by Jashanti Simmons. Talk about active hands. Jashanti Simmons everywhere. And Dane Bertolina from the elbow ties it up at 36 apiece. So Bertolina on these last 2 possessions taking matters into her own hands. McClendon all over Langley there. Some great defense. Tomlin fires from the wing. It is good. Corey Tomlin. And she's up to double-digit points on the day. Tomlin, a definite threat from three-point range, as we've seen. Hey, the Hurricanes have a few of those. You got to watch out for Simmons. Tomlin, oh, nice backdoor cut by Sherelle McCormick. That's the second time we've seen that backdoor cut work from Dane Bertolina. And McCormick makes it a 1-point gain. Hey, she's up to 13 points on the day. Adams inside to Simmons. Simmons so calm, even with all that's going on around her. Adams misses off the rim. They're just going to let it go out of bounds. So we'll see Ndidi and Duque check back in for the Hurricanes. 39-38, the score with 1:09 to go here in the second quarter. It's been a tight one, very different from the first matchup between these two teams, where the Hurricanes were able to win by 19 points pretty handily at home in Americus, Georgia. And Maddie Erickson on the dish from Sherelle McCormick, and Flagler has the lead with under a minute to play in the half. So Tomlin brings it up court. Hey, this is one of the best offensive displays we've seen from the Saints this season. And the shot is no good from Ndukwe. She tries to rip it out of Lainey Narika's hands. And hey, she gets the ball back for the Hurricanes. You can tell Narika wanted a foul there. But a good call by the officials. They're going to discuss it real quick, but it looks like it'll be Hurricanes ball underneath. Inbounds it to Garrett. Back to Tomlin. She thought about it. Drives, kicks to Garrett. Oh. Garrett can also shoot. Not as much as Tom. Oh, great defense there. They're swarming the big men. And McClendon, what a pass. And McClendon is fouled hard by Destiny Garrett. Hey, a smart foul to save the layup, but when it comes to free throws, no one's more of a sure thing than Destiny McClendon, and she will go back to the line. Already 3 for 3 on the day, looking to extend the lead for Flagler.
Stepping to the foul line for the Saints is number 2, Destiny McClendon. She'll shoot 2.
So McClendon looking to extend the lead with about 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Her first shot is good. Now 4 for 4 on the day. McClendon also into double figures. Destiny's second free throw is good. So 5 for 5 on the day. Like we said, it's a rare thing to see Destiny McClendon miss a free throw. And Flagler up by 3 with just over 10 seconds to play in the first half. Garrett driving left, tries to get to the elbow. Fires out. Great hands by Sherelle McCormick. They were trying to get that corner 3 or at least draw the defense down there. And McCormick kills that offensive momentum right there. So 7 seconds. Georgia Southwestern inbounds. They're moving it around fast. Oh, nice find underneath. It's Ndukwe. Even better defense by Maddie Erickson. Couldn't tell if she got a hand on it, but she disrupted the shot enough. And Flagler's going to go into halftime with the score 42-39. The Saints have the lead over the number 1 team in the Peach Belt Conference. It's been an offensive first half for both teams. Before we go to halftime, hey, let's thank a few more of our wonderful presenting sponsors, Jersey Mike's. Hey, if you go to Jersey Mike's, to get the number 7 and get it Mike's way on me. Hey, thanks again to Carmelo's Pizzeria, pizza, deli, and subs at Carmelo's. Finally, St. John's Family Funeral Home and Crematory, a proud sponsor of Flagler Athletics. All right, we'll be right back for second half action here in St. Augustine. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is gearing up for a fine finish between these two teams. The score 42-39, the Saints lead. right, good afternoon, fans, and welcome back to St. Augustine, Florida, Flagler Gymnasium. And we had a great first half, a lot of offense between these two teams. Flagler leads 42-39. Some of our top performers from that first half. Hey, how about Sherelle McCormick, 13 points. Had a rebound as well and 3 assists. And then Destiny McClendon, 11 points, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Hey, on both teams, nobody missed a free throw. Very impressive. Total 10 for 10. That's 8 for 8 for Flagler, 2 for 2 for Georgia Southwestern. If Flagler's able to hold on, they will cement themselves in the Peach Belt tournament. Need a little help if they are unable to close the door on Georgia Southwestern today. Georgia Southwestern, as we've mentioned, the pinnacle of the Peach Belt Conference, 15-2 in conference play, 22-3 overall, ranked number 20 in the nation. This would be a big upset if Flagler's able to close this one out. So both respective teams on the floor. We're just about ready to get going for second half action here in St. Augustine. And we're underway. Dame Bertolina will be the one to walk the ball up the court. Once again, Flagler leading by 3. Had a great end to that first half. Spearheaded by Bertolina, McCormick, and McClendon. McCormick with the mid-range, no good. Falls right into the arms of Kayla Grant. So Tomlin going the other way. Oh, Garrett speeding down the baseline. She'll turn around, find Tomlin up top. Grant inside to Langley. It was the big men that started things off for Georgia Southwestern, but nice adjustments by Flagler. Oh, great defense by McCormick. There's a lot of bodies on the floor. They're going to call a jump ball, which means possession will stay with the Hurricanes, but excellent defense, a heads-up play by Sherelle McCormick to try and knock that ball loose. So it'll be Corey Tomlin inbounding from the baseline. Garrett almost loses control. She is fine. Looking to feed Langley. She does. Langley blocked by Tong. It would have been a shot clock violation anyways. And a nice find by McCormick to McClendon. Bertolina fires from the wing. No good. And Grant will take the rebound. Tomlin has it the other way. Simpson drives baseline on Bertolina. Tries to go up with the left. A nice finish there by Kaylee Simpson. So Bertolina the other way. Over to McClendon. McClendon to McCormick. Ooh, finds Becca Benge. Becca Benge, 1 for 3 from long distance in the first half. She got us going here on senior day, did the senior. McClendon with the floater, just misses. Great rebound by McCormick, no good. And there's a scrum, and McClendon gets it, and Grant's momentum was taking her a little fast. They're likely going to get her with a defensive foul, and it will be on Grant. So second foul on Grant. She'll check out of the game in favor of Ndidi Ndukwe. Bertolina inbounds to McClendon, and well, Langley wants an offensive foul there on Tongue, but it looks like, yeah, they're going to get Kaylee Simpson with the foul. So back-to-back fouls go against Georgia Southwestern.
Good work, John.
Already 2 fouls. And we would love to see Flagler get into the bonus there, especially with players like McClendon and Sherelle McCormick, both phenomenal free throw shooters, as we mentioned. McClendon able to hang on to that, gets it out to Bertolina despite falling down. McCormick driving with the mid-range from the elbow, no good. And Langley's able to volleyball pass it to Tomlin. So Tomlin the other way with some momentum. She fires, no good, into the hands of McClendon. So it was an offensive barrage in the first half. Neither team really able to get going so far other than the one basket for the Hurricanes. Benj thought about it. She'll drive left. Oh, great feed to McCormick, who finishes with the one-handed floater. Wow, a great cut and a great feed by Becca Benj to McCormick. And that extends the Flagler lead back to 3 points, 44-41 with just over 7:20 to play. Langley thinking about a shot. She doesn't want it, hands it off to Simpson, who fires. Oh, didn't even get the net, did Simpson, and the ball will go the other way. The three-point shooting for the Hurricanes was so strong in the first half. Not able to get that going so far. Yeah, the Hurricanes went 5 of 13 in the first half, already 0 for 2 here in the second. Clendon out to Bertolina. Flagler would love to go on a little run here, extend their lead. Oh, a nice reach by Tomlin, and the ball lands in the arms of Destiny Garrett. She's cooking on McClendon. Oh, a nice Euro step, and an easy finish for Garrett. Well defended by McClendon. Oh, and hey, no reach-in fouls being called there. Looks like Garrett got her a couple times. McClendon a little bit frustrated. She'll drive left. Garrett playing some excellent defense on her. Bertolina fires from the wing. It is good! Dane Bertolina once again from long range. Her second three-pointer of the day. So Dane Bertolina, kind of a do-it-all player, a good three-point shooter, but first on the team in rebounds and second in assists. Her assist totals, 3.7 per game, is good for fourth in the Peach Belt Conference. As Tomlin drives to the elbow, nice give and go to Langley, and they're going to get Amuk Tung on the foul going up. That'll be the second foul on Tung today. And Langley will go to the line to shoot two. She's already 2 for 2 today. The only Hurricanes player to attempt a free throw in the first half was Langley, didn't miss.
Is number 24, Kayla Langley.
And Jashanti Simmons checks back in. Probably a good sign if you're a Hurricanes fan. Langley's first attempt is good. Still no misses from the free throw line for either side. And Langley's second attempt is good. So she's 4 for 4 on the day, as Sayla Reddick is going to check in for Becca Benge. We see the Hurricanes going with the full court press. They're likely going to bring out the trap again. You just wonder where they're going to try and draw the Saints ball handlers into. Well, we have a wet spot on the court, so we'll take a moment here for our event staff to wipe that off.
Let's have a round of applause for AG taking care of the floor. Good work, AG.
The crowd goes nuts for our very own AG taking care of the floor. Can't have our players slipping today. Still not getting that spot out. It's a team effort between the event staff and the referees. There we go. Finally dry on the court. And we can resume play. 47-45. Flagler leads Georgia Southwestern here in the third quarter. Just under 6 to play. Sayla Reddick will be the ball handler. She brings it up. Reddick only 2 points today. She's more of a distributor. Leads the team in assists, as we previously mentioned. And Bertolina, nice read there, able to blow by. Amuk Tung wanted the shot. Patiently waiting. Just going to back down Langley. Amuk Tung, a great spin and the finish. Extends the lead back to 4 points for the Saints. And how about this? Amuk Tung, already 8 points here on Senior Day. She has been phenomenal underneath for the Saints. And Duque, it's blocked. She saves it. And Simmons drives right. Oh, they're going to call a foul and the bucket. It looks like they'll likely get McClendon on that one. And McClendon went to help out, was just a step late and had to reach. And Jashanti Simmons has a chance at a three-point play.
Jashanti Simmons to the foul line for the Lady Canes. She'll shoot one.
So Jashanti Simmons coming into play here, shooting just over 70% from the free throw line. So the leading scorer for the Hurricanes, and pretty solid from the free throw line. She nails that one. Still no misses from the stripe today for either team. Reddick inside to Tong. She thinks about it. Simmons reaches in. Tongue patiently waiting, fires to Bertolina, who shoots from the corner. Oh, in and out. And Destiny Garrett will take it the other way. She is like a freight train down the lane. Destiny Garrett with the finger roll. It's 50-49. Georgia Southwestern retakes the lead. Destiny Garrett so fast when she gets going downhill. It'll be Tongue with the ball up top. Looking for Bertolina. Bertolina drives left. The step back just short off the front of the rim. And Corey Tomlin's able to get that rebound and go the other way. 4:15 to go here in the third quarter. Tomlin slowing things down a bit at the direction of Coach Hannah Hayden. Mitchell drives right. Goes into Reddick. No foul there. I like the no call by the referees. Oh, and Jashanti Simmons, the active hands continue as she pokes that one out. Garrett down low to Simmons, who fires out. It's Ndukwe. No good, and Ndukwe gets her own rebound. More active hands as the ball gets hit out. And Sherelle McCormick and Langley are on the floor for a jump ball. And we're going to take a timeout on the floor. It'll be Flagler ball when we come back. 3:42 to play. Georgia Southwestern leads the Saints 50-49. Hey, this third quarter is brought to you by Hyundai of St. Augustine. Check out Hyundai of St. Augustine. If you're ever in the market for a new car, hey, why not a Sonata or maybe an Elantra? Also, another one of our proud sponsors, Mowry Law Firm. If you ever need legal services, check out Mowry Law Firm. Finally, Pink Stork, a company for women. Hey, we'll be right back here. Don't go anywhere, folks. A tight matchup here with just under 4 to play in the third quarter. All right, fans, we're out of the timeout here in St. Augustine, Florida. Once again, the score 50-49. Georgia Southwestern leads the Flagler College Saints. It'll be Flagler ball heading up court here with 3:42 to play. It'll be Sayla Reddick bringing the ball up for the Saints. And they seem to be running the offense a lot through Amuk Tung, and Jashanti Simmons trying to poke the ball out a lot. You got to think she's going to get caught with a reach-in foul, but she's so... Sayla Reddick, a nice move to create some space, but excellent defense underneath by the Hurricanes. And the ball will go the other way. Corey Tomlin's been the one directing the offense primarily for the Hurricanes. Amuk Tung and Langley battling underneath. They're trying to free up Langley, and they do. And they swarm to the Saints, and... well, another lucky roll goes right to Jashanti Simmons. 6 on the shot clock here. Tomlin has to do something. She drives left, fires over to Adams, doesn't get the rim. The ball lands right in the arms of Sherelle McCormick. Destiny McClendon takes it out. She'll leave it for Sayla Reddick in the corner. Reddick up to McCormick, who fakes the pass. Oh, a little high for Tongue, but the ball ends up with Reddick. Well, there have been a lot of errant passes that seem to stay with the offense in this game, so a couple lucky breaks for both teams. Bertolina out to Reddick, and Reddick is no good. McClendon with the offensive rebound goes up, no good, and Langley will take it the other way. So a second chance there for McClendon, but once again, the interior defense by Georgia Southwestern, too much for the Saints. Good news if you're a Hurricanes fan. Leah Johnson looking like she's about to check back in. Haven't seen much of her as Jashanti Simmons kisses one off the glass to make it a 3-point lead for the Canes. McCormick thinking, a soft pass. And once again, Simmons reaching in. She hasn't been called for a reach-in foul yet. I mean, she's getting all ball for the most part. And she is frustrating the Saints with her defensive prowess. As, oh, what a take by Ndukwe, just unable to finish. And that time they're going to get Simmons. That was a clear foul. And, of course, not intentional, but McClendon went right into her and went down hard. That is a tough sight to see if you're a Saints fan. Checking in will be Jessica Dowdy, Lainey Noreka, and Maddie Erickson for the Saints. They're going to have McClendon come out, take a breather, as Jashanti Simmons has been all over her defensively. Yeah, Jashanti Simmons, said her name a lot today when she's on defense. She's 6th in the Peach Belt in steals per game, and she is putting on a master class of defense today. So careful when she reaches in. Normally you see a lot of those get called, but she's getting all ball in most of these scenarios. A nice backdoor to Narika. She's going to get it back out to Reddick. No one cutting for her. Reddick finally finds Erickson. Oh, they got to look back there. Reddick was wide open. They get it to Reddick, who drives with the right with the floater. No good, and Leah Johnson back into the game. Comes down with the rebound. Tomlin out to Ndukwe. Ndukwe fires, just misses, and Erickson has it popped out by who else? Jashanti Simmons. But Sayla Reddick is able to corral the ball, take it over midcourt. Just over 40 seconds to play here in the third quarter. The score 52-49, the Hurricanes lead. McCormick hands it off to Reddick. And Narika taking it with the left hand. Erickson. The Saints look out of whack. I mean, Jashanti Simmons' defense is driving them crazy as McCormick fires one. And Jessica Dowdy with the offensive rebound. Just trying to get it out to Erickson. And the shot clock will be turned off. The Saints will get the last shot here. You think they want to get going early, though. And there's 2 seconds. Then I don't know what that was on offense for the Saints. Looks like they were out of sync. And that'll wrap up the third quarter. The score still 52-49. A real tight one here in St. Augustine. We have one more quarter to play before we get to the fourth quarter. We'd like to thank Hybrid Design, advertising, graphic design, and marketing only at Hybrid Design. Another one of our great sponsors, Sniffen & Spellman, PA. Finally, St. Augustine Marina. For boat sales and service, check out St. Augustine Marina. Hey, enjoy this performance from our Flagler cheer team. We'll be back in a second with the fourth quarter here in Flagler Gymnasium. Coming out of the timeout here at Clark Family Court, the score 52-49. Georgia Southwestern leads Flagler. Just about ready to get going here for the fourth quarter, as the Hurricanes will have the ball to start. The Ndukwe inbounding to Tomlin, and we are off with the fourth quarter here in St. Augustine. Tomlin feeding Ndukwe. Inside to Leah Johnson, passes out to Simmons. They go back inside to Johnson. Flagler swarming inside. That creates some good three-point opportunities, but Kayla Adams unable to hit from the near side corner, and the ball will go the other way. So the story in the first half was offense. The story in the third quarter, defense, particularly from Georgia Southwestern, and Jashanti Simmons making her presence felt. Jessica Dowdy gets doubled there in the corner, And they're going to say it went off her leg. Another reach-in by Simmons, but another clean reach-in by Simmons. Something you don't see that often. She's so careful on defense. It's very impressive to watch her play. Tomlin hands off to Ndukwe. Garrett up top. Simmons looking to feed. She has Ndukwe inside. Easy bucket over Dane Bertolina, and it's now a 5-point lead for the Hurricanes. Bertolina looking. She has Narika. Narika's going to fire a mid-range. No good. Reddick almost came up with it, but it's Leah Johnson. Who else underneath? Oh, and they're going to get a foul going up there. Looks like Ndukwe had trouble corralling that and just went up. Hey, not a bad strategy to try and draw that foul. Looks like they're going to get Narika on that one. And Destiny McClendon will check back in for Jessica Dowdy. So it'll be Ndukwe to shoot the free throw. Her first attempts of the day, shooting over 81% from the stripe. And hey, there's our first miss of the game from the line. It comes with 8:54 to play in the fourth quarter. And Ndukwe's second attempt is good. So it's up to a 6-point game, 2 possessions. Flagler trails. Bertolina will bring it up. They have Simmons guarding McClendon. That's been the game plan for the Hurricanes, and it has worked brilliantly. Erickson goes up, no good. She gets her own rebound, and they're going to get the foul there. It'll be against Leah Johnson. That'll be her third foul of the day. Sherelle McCormick's going to check back in for Sayla Reddick, or excuse me, for Lainey Narika. So Maddie Erickson at the line, shooting 40% from the stripe. And the first one is good. Erickson's second attempt is good. So 2 for 2 on the day is Maddie Erickson. It's once again a 4-point game. Flagler still trails with just over 8.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tomlin hands it to Ndukwe, up top to Garrett. Simmons looking to feed. Oh, great pass over to Tomlin. No good, but Leah Johnson over Amuk Tung, and it's blocked by Tung. Coming down with it, that's likely going to be on the floor. And they're going to get Amuk Tung with the foul. That'll be the third on Tung, her and Leah Johnson both with 3. Something to monitor as we move forward here in the fourth quarter.
Fouls on number 24, Amuk Tung.
And now a little discussion between the officials. Not sure if they said that's a shooting foul. Yeah, they're going to say it was on the floor. Seems to be the correct call. To the chagrin of Leah Johnson, who was lining up at the free throw line. Garrett slips a little, able to corral the inbound pass. And they're going to get Amuk Tung again with a defensive foul. And that's her 4th now, so Maddie Erickson's going to have to come back into the game. They'll likely go with Erickson for at least another 3 or 4 minutes, and then going to have to put Tung back in. Leah Johnson backing up, and another foul. Who's it going to be on this time? All right, yeah, they're going to say it was against Sayla Reddick. This one on the floor as well, but Flagler getting into foul trouble, already up to 4 fouls. And not even 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. And the big issue has been they're struggling to defend the big man, particularly Leah Johnson. Langley they've had some success with, but Johnson none defensively late in this game. And Ndukwe, and they're going to get a travel there, so she tried to initiate contact and draw the foul. The referee's not going to let her get away with that. Hannah Hayden not happy about it, but The ball will go the other way. So still 55-51 after all that. Anna Hayden still arguing that call. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Oh, did they call a technical against Georgia Southwestern? Yeah, no word on whether or not that was a technical foul, but Destiny McClendon, of course, hits her first free throw. So it's back to a one-possession game. Oh, and it rattles on in for the second. And the Saints will have the ball as well, so a weird series of events. Several foul calls, but no points for the Hurricanes. Flagler goes the other way. And then all of a sudden it looks like a technical foul, maybe on Coach Hannah Hayden, I'm not sure. Flagler has a chance to tie or take the lead here on this possession. Oh, they had Sherelle McCormick, but it's McClendon in the corner. No good. Simmons comes down with it, and she will hustle the other way. Simmons looking to create. So smooth with the ball in her hands. They're going to try and get it to Leah Johnson. Over to Tomlin. Tomlin back up top to Garrett. 13 on the shot clock. And Garrett drives right against McCormick. Oh, a nice drive by Simmons. They're going to get McCormick with a foul there. Simmons so smart driving there to initiate the contact. Didn't have a great view from our end. They're going to call it a block against McCormick. Interesting call to send Jashanti Simmons to the free throw line. Simmons once again came into play just over 70% from the stripe. Her first attempt is good. She's back to a 3-point lead for the Hurricanes. They'd love her to make this one to make it a two-possession game. Simmons' shot is good, so 57-53 the score with 7:13 left. McCormick up top, hands it to Reddick. Reddick feeds Bertolina, she wants it. Dane Bertolina, no good. McClendon fighting for it, and who else? Jashanti Simmons comes down with it. Takes it the other way, ever so calmly. Destiny Garrett driving right. Nope, she's going to take it out to the wing. Finds Ndukwe, who's going to fire from up top. That is good. And that's a huge bucket for the Hurricanes. Extends the lead to 7. And Sherelle McCormick trying to answer with one of her own. No good. And okay, a little break for the Saints as it looks like Ndukwe and Leah Johnson had a miscommunication and they kicked the ball out of bounds. So Bertolina will inbound. Nope, never mind. It'll be Sayla Reddick. Out to Reddick. Reddick up top to Erickson. McClendon looking to drive. She does. They're going to double her early. And trying to draw a foul. Hey, it's been working for Georgia Southwestern, but they seem to be much smoother with drawing fouls. Tomlin up top. They are in no hurry now with that 7-point lead. You don't want to get too much in kill the clock mode. And Corey Tomlin, that is a huge bucket for the Hurricanes to make it a 10-point game. And Flagler's going to call a timeout. I think that's a good idea by head coach Mo Smith. 63-53 the score with 5:55 to play. So we'll hear a nice word here from the cheerleading squad. Hey, our cheer team brought to you by Birchall & Company Real Estate. Hey, only the finest at Birchall & Company. Speaking of real estate, how about KB Homes? Check out Sable Estates in St. Augustine. New homes from the low 400,000s. Only from KB Home. goes as the cheer team leaves the court. Once again, just under 6 minutes to play. Georgia Southwestern on a nice little run to extend their lead. It was a back and forth match, but 8 straight points have kind of broken this game open. And if Flagler's unable to come back, they're going to need some help. They need USC Beaufort to lose their game to cement themselves as the 8th seed in tournament play, where they'd likely face off once again with Georgia Southwestern. It'll be Reddick, McClendon, McCormick, Bertolina, and Tong. Tong in foul trouble has 4. You got to think Georgia Southwestern's going to try. Oh, and a great pass by Bertolina. Tong not able to catch it. That is a huge mistake for the Saints when you're trying to get back in it, especially coming out of the timeout. So Tomlin with the ball. Once again, in no hurry. They're going to wind that clock as much as they can. Tomlin ready to get going, using about half the shot clock already. Up top to Ndukwe. They fire inside to Johnson. Read beautifully by McClendon and Jashanti Smith. Who else with the hands? Another steal for Jashanti. And Flagler now down by 12. It'll be McClendon in the corner. She is good. That's a huge bucket to stop the bleeding. And Coach Mo Smith is going to call another timeout. So it's back to a single-digit game here in St. Augustine, thanks to Destiny McClendon. 65-56 with 5:01 to play here in the fourth. We're going to take a timeout on the court. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have an exciting finish here in St. Augustine. All right, fans, we're almost out of the timeout here in St. Augustine. Once again, the score 65-56. Georgia Southwestern leads Flagler. It's the final regular season game of the season for both teams. Final game of Peach Belt Conference play before we have the conference tournament. Conference tournament will start next weekend. Corey Tomlin bringing it up. It's her and Ndukwe, Garrett, Jashanti Simmons, and Leah Johnson. Tomlin out to Garrett, back to Tomlin. Tomlin drives left. Nice pass to Garrett. She thinks about it. She'll drive herself. Oh, a nice take in the lane. No good. And Leah Johnson with the offensive board and the putback to extend the lead back to double digits. So the Saints have to get going here. You don't want to panic and rush, but need to get some points quickly. And a nice save there by Garrett, but McClendon is able to get it. Oh. And the referees with a stoppage. Oh, looks like they wanted to reset the shot clock. Hey, good call by our officials. So McCormick inside to Narika. She'll fire the mid-range. No good. Simmons comes down with it. Tomlin will take it the other way. Now, if you're the Hurricanes, you're really in no rush. 11-point lead, under 4 to play. Want to use as much as that clock as possible, but also don't want to get too conservative. Yep, and there's Corey Tomlin. Who else? Another three-pointer for the Hurricanes. And it was already a bit out of reach. That might be the dagger, making it a 14-point game with just over 3:30 to go. Norika to McClendon, the mid-range rattles on in, so Destiny McClendon able to make it a 12-point game. She's up to 18 points on the day, a bright spot for Flagler. And we're going to have another timeout on the court. So 3:29 to play, 70-58. Georgia Southwestern leads Flagler. We're going to wrap this game up shortly, folks. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're out of another timeout here in St. Augustine. Once again, the score is 70-58. Flagler trails the Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes. Stick around after this broadcast. We'll have the men's game between these two programs. That'll wrap up both of their Peach Belt Conference seasons. And Tomlin, they're going to call a foul. Looks like she tripped. Their legs got tangled up. But that'll send Corey Tomlin to the line as now Flagler is in the double bonus.
Fouls on number 10, Jessica Dowdy.
And that one series of plays where Flagler had about 3 fouls on consecutive plays, that's weighing so heavily right now. And Amu Tung has to be very conservative. You don't want her fouling out, but you also want her to stay playing tough defense on Leah Johnson, inside. As Tomlin nails the first free throw. And Tomlin 2 for 2 on this trip. So no more press from Georgia Southwestern. They lead by 14. McCormick inside to Norika. She thought about shooting. Goes inside to Amuk Tong. And they're going to get Leah Johnson with the foul. She doesn't agree with it. That's her 4th of the game. So her and Tong both at 4. However, only the second team foul for the Hurricanes, so it'll be inbounded on the baseline for Flagler. McCormick trying to direct traffic. And Jashanti Simmons, the active hands. I don't even think she got a hand on that one, just had her hand in the throwing lane, and it distracted Destiny McClendon, something you don't see much from McClendon, her getting frustrated. And I mean, she still has 18 points on the day, but Jashanti Simmons has been a thorn in her side all day. Simmons takes it over midcourt. It'll be Dowdy guarding Tomlin. Under 3 to play. Fires out to Tomlin, tries to go inside, and Langley's not able to get there. So an unforced error, a rare miss by Georgia Southwest. Georgia Southwestern still sort of pressing here. You got to love the intensity from Coach Hannah Hayden's squad. Norika's going to try a 3 from the top of the arc, no good. And it's going to be brought in by Jashanti Simmons. Tomlin once again bringing it up. So assuming our score stays relatively the same, assuming Georgia Southwestern stays on top, they will wrap up their regular season at 23-3 and a whopping 16 wins in Peach Belt play as Ndidi Ndukwe hits a 3-pointer to make the lead 17 points. I mean, we had a close game for most of this game, and then all of a sudden Georgia Southwestern brought the defense in the second half as Amuk Tun goes up with a spin. So under under 2 minutes to play here. Flagler down by 15. Georgia Southwestern just looking to run out the clock. Flagler trying to get any sort of momentum they can, and Coach Hannah Hayden is going to call a timeout as Flagler shows a trap.
More sponsors, Stellar Group, taking solutions.
So 75-60, 150 to play here. Like we were saying, Georgia Southwestern would move to 16-2. They've already locked in the 1 seed in the Peach Belt tournament. Flagler would fall to 11-17, 6-12 in Peach Belt play. And as we mentioned, they need some help from Augusta. They need them to beat USC Beaufort to lock in their Peach Belt Conference tournament appearance. Hey, this fourth quarter here in St. Augustine is brought to you by Taylor and Waldrop. Taylor and Waldrop, who's better than Taylor and Waldrop? Hey, if you're hungry after this game, I suggest you stick around, but if you can't wait, head on over to 123 Burger House. Grillin' and chillin', only at 123 Burger House. Folks, hey, how about that Flagler College band?
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen,
playing one of my personal favorites, When the Saints Go Marching In, fitting for the Flagler Saints. If you're unable to hear those announcements, it'll be about 25 minutes of warm-ups before we go to the men's game, so stick around. You're not going to want to miss that one. Georgia Southwestern just looking to run out the clock here. Flagler calls for the double team. Sherelle McCormick. And they're going to get Simmons in the corner. She's just going to fire away, no good. McClendon unable to come up with it, and Langley going inside, and it's Langley, the left-handed layup. Reddick out to McCormick. McCormick is good from the elbow. And McCormick intercepted. Looks like Ed Reed on that one. She's able to draw the foul against Simmons. That was read beautifully by Sherelle McCormick.
Fouls on number 4, Jashanti Simmons. Stepping to the foul line for the Saints is number 3, Sherelle McCormick. She'll shoot 2.
McCormick's first free throw is good. Second free throw from McCormick. That is good. McCormick with some family in attendance. They are going crazy for her performance. McCormick 19 points on the day. Not enough for Flagler to overcome this Georgia Southwestern team, who has been a juggernaut in the Peach Belt Conference. And they're going to get Jessica Dowdy on the foul there.
Fouls on number 10, Jessica Dowdy.
Yeah, Tomlin ran right into her. Dowdy fell down. They're going to get Dowdy with the foul. So it'll be Tomlin from the line.
She'll shoot 2.
And that one is good. Not many misses from the line. I believe there was only 1, maybe 2 from either side. That one is good from Tomlin. So 44.6 to play. Flagler's going to have 1, maybe 2 more possessions here. And McClendon no good. The ball falls into Langley's hands, so Flagler will get another possession. Garrett up to Ndukwe, and Ndukwe fires. Oh, what a catch by Jashanti Simmons. And they're just going to pass it around, waste some clock, about 4 or 5 seconds separate the shot and game clock here. Garrett looks like she's just going to run it out. Oh, they're going to run a play. Why not? And that one's no good. Langley goes back up, and with 5 seconds to play in a 15-point game, we're going to get a foul.
Fouls on number 24.
That one's going to be on Amuk Tung, so her day is done. She fouls out of the game. She's going to get a standing ovation here on Senior Day. A round of applause for Amuk Tung. A great career here at Flagler and a great way to go out. A very nice performance. It's a shame they couldn't get the win for her, but hey, when you play the Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes, that's easier said than done. Langley makes the second of 2 free throws to get the Hurricanes score up to 80. And that's where we will end. 80-64, the final score. Sayla Reddick just dribbles the ball out. Georgia Southwestern now 23-3 overall on the season. 16-2 to wrap up Peach Belt Conference play. Flagler falls to 11-17, 6-12 in Peach Belt Conference play. All right, fans. Well, hey, get ready. We have another game after this, and on the women's side, it's now time for the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, which will start next week. Hey, stick around. It'll be about 25 minutes until we'll be starting the broadcast for the Flagler men's team versus Georgia Southwestern. So stick around. That should be an exciting matchup. We'll see you then, folks.